on TV AM. Eamonn, give her the book.
I will. I have it here.
Here he is.
Oh, no.
Well,
It was over the rack all the way from Dublin. Tonight, Frank Carson, comedian, this is your life.
oh, I don't believe it.
Hello everyone, welcome to Motor on Beat Beat. My name is Alan and today we've come to find the final resting place of Eamonn Andrews, best known for This Is Your Life and lots of other TV programmes, and he's buried at Belgriffin Cemetery, which is on the north side of Dublin, and we're going to head in. He's got a lovely stone and a lovely story, so come and join me. We're heading that way. He was a keen amateur boxer. In 1944 he won the junior middleweight title. He went on to become the Honorary Secretary of St Andrews Boxing Club. I think most people would agree that he's mostly known for This Is Your Life because he was on that programme from 1955 to 1987. So that was 32 years, I'm good at maths, when sadly he left when he wasn't well. But he was succeeded by Michael Aspel. I used to watch that and it's still one of my favourites. Even now I'll watch old episodes. So Eamonn was great. He was good on the show. He was actually the very first person to be the subject of the show. Shh, just sneaked into the studio. On the 29th of July 1955, Eamonn Andrews became the very first subject of the very first British This Is Your Life, when Ralph Edwards, the American host and creator of the show, surprised him. Eamonn Andrews was already contracted to present future shows, and he thought in this very first programme the subject was going to be his friend, boxer Freddie Mills, who he sat next to. But there's a devilish little twist. Originally it was going to be Stanley Matthews, but they had to cancel that because there was a press leak. But watched a bit where he's reading it out and he suddenly realises it's not Freddie, it's him. Yeah, he's shocked. I think he's slightly angry. But then the good person comes out and he plays the game. It's good.
Yes, I've known Freddie a long time.
Yes, and I know of no one better qualified to read the name than on the cover of this book, which might interest him. Would you read the name on the cover of this This Is Your Life, Ben? Will you hold that, please?
Sure.
Right there. This is your life.
This is your... Blimey.
Your life, Eamonn Andrews.
Eamonn Andrews was caught a second time for the programme and was the subject of it in 1974 when David Nixon surprised him. I didn't realise he was a boxer, but now he was quite a stocky guy, I can see that. He definitely had that look, didn't he? He married Grenine Baruch in 1951 and they raised 3 adopted children. Everyone, why don't you try out my new channel? It's the same name almost, Motor on Beat Beat, but it's got travel on the end. I'm going to check out some hotels, try and show the good bits, the bad bits, be fair, but most of all try and get the best bang for your buck. Let's have some fun. Come over and join me.
December the 31st, 1961, and Ireland's new television station goes on the air. Its chairman was Eamonn Andrews.
Ladies and gentlemen, both here in the Gresham and back behind that camera, these are the last moments of the first day of Television Éireann, and if some of you have enjoyed some of it, then we're extremely happy.
The man who'd been born in Dublin 39 years earlier was already what amounted to an institution in Britain, where his What's My Line programme had been running for most of the previous decade. Eamonn Andrews was Ireland's first major broadcasting export to Britain. He was followed for a time by Gabe Byrne and later Terry Wogan, but it was the man who'd started as a boxing commentator on Radio Éireann who opened the door to the Irish accent on British television. And he was proud to be Irish.
London has been good to the Irish, so I see no reason why the Irish shouldn't be good to London, in the sense of Ireland, that is. But, I mean, in a serious way. Certainly in the period of my adult life, when I came to London first over 25 years ago, I never ever felt a sense of hostility, and I felt that in an odd kind of way the Londoner understood the Irish, but certainly liked the Irish and never patronised us as micks or paddies or whatever the current word might be.
He was the first host of World of Sport and he pioneered the chat show format and had the Eamonn Andrews chat show on ITV for 5 years. He sadly died on the 5th of November 1987. He contracted a virus while being on a plane, and it caused him to have months of illness, and he died eventually from heart failure. He was only 64, not very old by today's standards, is it? After the recording of the show and two others, they had to get permission from his widow for the shows to be broadcast, which they were in January 1988. His funeral was held at Portmarnock, where he lived, and there was a communal mass at Westminster Cathedral for him. Eamonn Andrews was born in Synge Street, Dublin, son of a carpenter, William Andrews and Margaret, née Farrell. He was educated at Synge Street CBS, and he began his career as a clerk in the insurance office. He was a keen amateur boxer and won the Irish Junior Middleweight title in 1944. By 1944 he was, citation needed, the Honorary Secretary of the St Andrews Boxing Club. In 1946 he became a full-time freelance sports commentator, working for Radio Éireann, Ireland's state broadcaster. In 1950 he began presenting programmes for the BBC, being particularly well known for boxing commentaries and soon becoming one of television's most popular presenters. The following year the game show What's My Line began and Andrews was the host. He was also the occasional panellist on the American version and once acted as the host when John Charles Daly was absent. But throughout the 1950s he commentated on the major British heavyweight fights on the BBC Light programme. On the 20th of January 1956 he reached number 18 in the UK singles charts with a spoken narrative recording named The Shifting Whispering Sands Part 1 and 2, which was produced by George Martin with the musical backing by Ron Goodwin Orchestra. Released by Parlophone as a catalogue number R4106, a double-sided 78 RPM record, the song later reappeared on the Kenny Everett's compilation album The World's Worst Record Show, released in June 1978. He was probably best known as the presenter of the UK version of This Is Your Life, between its inception in 1955 and his death in 1987, when he was succeeded by Michael Aspel, who, like Andrews, hosted Crackerjack nearly 20 years earlier. Andrews also created the long-running panel game show called Who's My Baby, that originally ran from the BBC and later on ITV. He was a regular presenter of the early Miss World pageants. I think I can see his grave now. The staff were great as usual. They told me exactly how to find it, and I can see the quite unusual stone. So I'm going to spin you around so we can go in together. We're heading down really to the bottom corner of the cemetery. Yes, it's very, very prominent, this one. Looks nice, looks a good stone. Very chunky. Yeah, there we go. Hello, Eamonn. I've watched many of your shows when I was young. It's really, really lovely to be here today. Now the thing is, there's no gaps, look, so I'm going to go around the back in a minute. In fact, we'll do that now. Let's go around. I always like to say hello, because I kind of feel I'm talking to a friend with a lot of nice stone, isn't it? Hello, Eamonn. It's really nice to get here today and do this. I like the stone, it's unusual. Right in the corner, look. Peaceful. Apart from the planes, that is, though. So, the song says, Eamonn Andrews, 1922 to 1987. Grania Andrews, 1928 to 1989. Sursum Cordia, which is Latin for lift up your hearts. It's good. Very nice. And that's where he is, look. As I say, tucked away in the corner. That was the big tree I went past up over there. Nice. Thank you, Eamonn, and your wife. There's a man who enjoyed his job. You could tell he beamed so much on This Is Your Life, didn't he? And if you've got any ideas out there for projects you want to do, my advice is take the first step. They always say it's the hardest bit, but it's true. Once you get going, you overcome any fears, you're off. That's the answer, isn't it? So if you enjoyed the film today, don't forget to subscribe, it's free. Give me a thumbs up and a comment, because you know what? I love the comments. And I try and answer everybody. I get some really interesting ones. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. From me on at Motor on Beep Beep, I'll see you all very soon. Bye. Why don't you try out my new channel? It's the same name almost, Motor on Beep Beep, but it's got travel on the end. I'm going to check out some hotels, try and show the good bits, the bad bits, be fair, but most of all try and get the best bang for your buck. Let's have some fun. Come over and join me.